Hi, this is Attorney Mike Gravel coming to you from Chicago as usual, and today we've got a really fun clip. It's wild, it's out there. It was sent to me by Denise and her cute little puppy Bronco. Thank you very much. We've got ourselves a Karen in court, and she is out of control. Let's do it.
Good morning. How are you all?
Morning, how are you?
Morning.
Are we waiting on anybody?
No.
Okay, what can I do to help you all today?
Yes, sir. Get us off of your docket is what you could do. Go ahead, Lacey. Start talking.
That's pretty specific. Ms. Kimball?
Yes, sir. Specific.
Go ahead, Ms. Kimball.
A custody evaluation was completed, and so we have filed a motion for drug screening and a motion for psychological exam based upon that custody evaluation recommendations.
Blah, 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 blah,
And
blah.
stop talking. You'll be able to respond in just a second. Ms. Kimball, you can go ahead and finish, and then Ms. Stiles, you'll have an opportunity to respond in just a minute.
I need to pause the hearing. I don't have an attorney. Can you give me some time to get an attorney?
Oh, she's just getting started. The entitlement is off the charts.
I haven't had adequate time to obtain an attorney, and my attorney withdrawed, and I'm going to need one appointed by the state.
That's not an option.
This isn't a criminal case. I believe it's a custody issue. I could be wrong, but I think it's emanating out of divorce. So you don't get a court-appointed attorney, and your attorney didn't withdraw it.
And don't forget to hit like and subscribe, or the dogs get it.
There's nothing there unless someone's asking that someone be held in contempt and jailed, which is not something that's set in front of me. Or it's a action by the state to terminate a parent's rights or something like that. Those are the only times I have the ability to appoint an attorney for you.
Okay, then go ahead.
Well, she more than qualifies for contempt, as you'll see. Maybe that would be a good idea. Hit her with a good contempt charge, and then appoint her a public defender. At least then you'd have somebody reasonable to talk to.
We also had sent discovery out as laid out in our motion sometime back. I had worked with Ms. Stiles' prior counsel and had agreed to 2 extensions, and then we ultimately never got a response, and she filed a motion for
You got plenty of responses. Objection.
What's your objection? Hold on, wait a second. Ms. Stiles, you just need to object and then let me know what your objection is. Don't yell at her.
Objection to hearsay. How do I submit my documents to you directly?
Hold on. So, Ms. Kimball, are you saying this was something that happened between counsel?
Yes, back in November. We are now setting this hearing is for our motion.
She also represents Cody and also fucking sit there.
Okay. So, Ms. Stiles, I'll unmute you in just a second. You need to let Ms. Kimball finish what she's saying, and then when you're talking, she'll let you say what you're saying, unless one of you has an objection that is a legal objection. You can't just talk like the other side. So, Ms. Kimball, why don't you just go ahead and finish telling me what? So you said that you're wanting.
He's too mellow for my taste, but he's mellow to the point where it's comical. It really is. He's just got ice in his veins. He doesn't care about any of this stuff. I would. You'll see as progresses. She's done enough already. She'd be in contempt. I'd be sending deputies out at this point. She's been swearing. She's been interrupting people. She's shown direct contempt of court. It's certainly within his discretion. He can handle it as he sees fit. I just wouldn't have the patience for that at all. There's just no way.
A drug screen, so a drug test, and do you say psychological or psychiatric? I thought you said
psychological exam. And then we have an order to compel Ms. Stiles to turn over the responses to our discovery request.
See, right there is probably why he's being lenient with her, is because he's requesting a psychological evaluation, or she is the attorney for Ryan there. So he probably wants to tread lightly because he's not sure if she's psychologically competent to deal with this situation. My guess, and I don't know, and I would be open to an evaluation from a professional because I'm not. But my gut instinct is she's perfectly competent. She's just nasty and entitled.
To provide dates for a deposition and for attorney's fees for $1,500.
All right. So, Ms. Stiles, I'm sending you a prompt to unmute. If you just unmute yourself, you can respond. What is your response to those things? Let's go with the drug screening part. Do you have an objection to taking a drug test?
I'm not going to pay for it because I'll tell you up front I'll file for marijuana.
When was the last
But
time?
I'm happy to take it on
When was the last
expense.
time you took marijuana?
I use marijuana daily. All day, every day.
Oh boy, that's an issue. I believe they're in Texas and it's not legal there. And if you don't believe me, just go over to Derek Wyatt's site. He's got a nice song called "In Texas It's Still Illegal," and that's where we're at. And she's announcing in court that basically I flagrantly break the law. A lot of people do, but you don't announce it in court.
And it's legal in what states? California. So we can either get there or not get there. Your choice tonight. So I'm glad to take the drug test.
Stop.
Okay, go. It's going to be on his expense,
Stop.
but
Stop. I'm pretty low key. We're in court.
fed up with Miss Kimball.
You need to be respectful.
I'm
So
fed
you can
Kimball.
just, if you're going to use my last name, that's fine. Just say Judge Tenig. Okay, it's pretty easy. So you use marijuana all day, every day.
Not really all day, every day, but I use it daily, if that helps you with your interpretations.
Wow, I feel bad for Ryan. Can you imagine being married to that woman?
Mr. Low-Key Honorable Judge tonight.
I'm not interpreting. I just said what you said.
Hey.
What is your response to the request for a psychological evaluation?
Not doing it, and you cannot force me to do it. You cannot physically make me go and show up and partake in anything that I do not want to partake in. Yes or no?
I would take that as a challenge. Why don't I go ahead and write that on this order and see how it works out?
Do you agree or not agree?
You don't get to ask me questions right now. I'm asking
That's
Well played.
Position.
That's my response to you.
Okay.
You will not get any, I'm not doing a psych eval, and you cannot make it mandatory.
Interesting. In terms of the motion to compel, they're talking about discovery. What's your response to their motion to compel?
Have you read their discovery? When are you going to view my videos?
Ma'am, you need to answer my question.
I answered your goddamn question.
All right. So I'm going to warn you that it is completely inappropriate to swear like that in court. You need to take yourself, you need to put yourself back on camera. I'm not going to allow that. So if you do that again, I'm going to sanction you $100 for every time that you swear in court, because that's not appropriate. You just need to not do it. You can answer the question and be respectful to Ms. Kimball.
Is she muted right now? I mean, even while she's being held in contempt, it appears that she's muted because she's running her mouth and I'm not hearing it.
And to the court. And I'm not going to tell you how to answer, but you can just say whether or not you're in agreement with something. In terms of the motion to compel, I haven't heard it yet. So I'm just trying to find out from a cursory standpoint what your position is on these 4 issues so that I can figure out if there are partial agreements or not. It sounds like there aren't. So based upon your response, I'm going to take it that you're not in agreement with their motion to compel. in terms of their request for deposition dates, what's your response to that? I sent you a prompt to unmute yourself.
What dates?
Ms. Kimball, do you have proposed dates?
I can. I would propose.
And whose expense? Mine? Because if it's mine, I'm not fucking doing it. Sanction. Give me $100 fee. Woo
Okay,
woo.
well, so I am finding you in direct contempt.
Okay. One fine.
Finding you $100.
Okay, make it 2. Damn. I said 2 words.
Ma'am, I don't think you want to do this. At least the people in the courtroom seem to think you don't want to do this. I will, not because you're requesting it, but because you're not following the order. As I said, sanction you.
Please do.
Let me do it. So that's
Please.
$200.
Here, I'm sure she wants my apartment number, right? Turn it to Miss Kimball. You're going to want...
Stop. That's not something that she asked for. Ms. Kimball, what dates?
No,
what
then
dates are you
everybody
requesting?
else.
I would propose August 30th or September 2nd.
Okay.
How long?
Are you wanting, how long? That's a valid question. Is it half day, an hour, 2 hours? What are you
I
anticipating?
would anticipate a full day.
That's only because of who she's dealing with. This type of hearing would usually take about an hour, but but not with this Amanda.
So what, the
Ms.
30th or the 2nd?
Which of those dates works better for you, Ms. Stiles?
What time, dumbass? 3 contempts.
You're correct. That is 3.
Yep.
Supposed to start at 9 a.m.
What date?
Stiles, that question is to you. Never
I
mind.
said what
I'm not gonna-
time?
I'm not gonna let you
Time,
pick.
date? You know, these
I'm not gonna
things.
let you look. You don't get to do this for your own pocketbook. I'm muting you for. All right, I'm going to count that as another violation. So, in terms of the request for the deposition, she didn't.
Okay, so I think what's really going on here is they're doing a discovery schedule on some stuff involving. Again, I believe it's a custody case because I watched the rest of it, and they do a bunch of reasonable stuff in that sense. So basically, it's a civil matter. I don't think this judge is accustomed to seeing a lot of this sort of behavior. This is out of the norm, and he's just not comfortable ringing her up because he's not used to it. People usually don't do that. They're you know, in this context, the defendants are facing loss of liberty and going to jail and stuff already, so that they can get a little crazier more often. But you know, he's just too nice in that he's accustomed to dealing with attorneys and people who are trying to get their way. And when you're doing that, you don't act this way.
Have any objections? I'm going to note for my own record that she opted out after flipping me off. I won't comment. So I'm going to grant the request for August the 30th at 9 a.m. in your office.
Well, there you have it. Maybe the most obnoxious court appearance in the history of Law Talk with Mike. I'm not sure. There's been some bad ones, but that was the definition of contempt. I mean, she was telling the judge directly, "I have no respect for you or this court. Please hold me in contempt. You can't do anything that you say that you're suggesting," those sorts of things. It was absolutely unbelievable. Here at Law Talk, we like to have fun with silly stuff that happens in court, and every once in a while, and completely by accident, I assure you, you might learn something. Thanks for watching.